Thank you. I have to do live demo, also talk a little bit in 20 minutes, and also give you stickers, and then you can have your coffee break. So all in one place. So let's start. So yeah, my name is Usman. I work in Grafana as a senior developer advocate. Basically, I work a lot with the open source community of Grafana, which are on GitHub, Slack, on our community forums, and create documentation if there is problems or needed one, or create technical content as well. And my previous role is basically I work in the IT industry for like 15 plus years, mostly with the Linux side, and have fun times in tech support and for cloud checking 50 GB logs with a single terminal. So who likes that? Yeah. Beside work, I live in Germany, in Nuremberg, and have family. But when I'm free, I have a YouTube channel which is all about open source because I love Linux and I love open source part. So if someone wants to learn more, check it out. Also, I like to write. So all these useful links about learning open source and Linux are also available on my GitHub link. So, or you can scan this QR code as well. So today, yeah, it's a talk about RabbitMQ. I will start like this. So this is a typical picture of a busy airport anywhere in the world. And you can see some passengers are going, some are waiting. Some are a little bit worried, like, oh, when my flight will be. And some know, like, oh, I have a business class, so I don't need to worry. And some like, oh, I know everything, but still I don't know which zone or which gate, whatever. So there are a lot of things happening in the world of airport as well, or in the area of airport. And this is not much different if we see this picture, which I understand, that there is a producer and a consumer, and basically we need to send the message to the right queue. It goes into the broker, then RabbitMQ process this. Some needs to go direct, some needs to go with the regex, that okay, everything with like EU goes in that way. So yeah, a lot of things similar to what I said about the airport. So this need you need information because you don't know the whole inside. So you, as you are working, you like to know like how many messages are going in, going out, how many queues are active, how many are not, and what is the overall performance on your machine like? Is it going crazy, or it's idle, or it's optimal? Yeah. So how to monitor and visualize all these messaging queues or whole internals? So it's then you can use Grafana. By the way, how many of you here knows Grafana? Raise your hand. Very impressive. So I don't need to go in detail, but yeah, it's a visualization monitoring tool, but it's more than that, which you will see today. And all you need to connect to a data source. Grafana does not store any information or data itself. To know how RabbitMQ works in the world of Grafana, I found this link on RabbitMQ website, which says monitoring with Prometheus and Grafana. And I use this, it works. And this is how it looks like if I click on RabbitMQ overview dashboard. Looks nice. It works. That's the first important thing. But I noticed one thing that, before that, I also have one more dashboard running on a different Docker container. No, not much difference, right? Very similar, but there is a difference. So the one on the repo, which we have, this is using version 8. And this one is using version 11. So it feels like, I don't see any difference, but there is a lot of difference. So the first difference you may notice is that there is no UI search box, okay? It's a fancy feature. You can go to your dashboard, yeah, nice. But there is a lot more. The story is that if you are using version 8, then please stop using it right now. The reason is that version is totally out of support, and you will be missing a chunks of feature which can make your life easier. So for example, since version 8, during version 9, we have obviously made improvement in the backend, but we totally changed the front end. The previous front end was Angular. The new front end is TypeScript. So what it means is that many of your plugins which you expect that, it works in this demo, which is available on the repo, it will definitely not work in the version 11 or later on, even from starting from version 10. Because those plugins built on old technology, on old stack, and you will see error regarding Angular, it's not supported, and so on. So that's the first thing. We have made a lot of improvement also in terms of dashboarding with ease. So you see here this search button, share button, and it says you can share this URL with link. Yeah, makes sense, understood. You can also make a snapshot of it and send it to your team or to someone like, hey, take a look, this is a snapshot from 1 week. You can export it, export the whole JSON of dashboard or save it to a file. But there's something interesting which is called public dashboard. So what does public dashboard mean? So let me show you a demo. So I have created this very simple Prometheus up query dashboard. This is nothing fancy. Just say, okay, this looks very important and we need it. And you want to share this publicly. So what you will do is that, okay, you check this mark, you say, yeah, fine, and generate me a URL, you copy it, and I will open incognito. The only thing which I'll do is that I just need to copy this IP address. Yeah. And now it should be available. Depends on network, yeah. But what is the idea of public dashboard? Basically, it means that if something is inside your organization, you can share it to the outside world, share that this is how it is working. For example, RabbitMQ has a new version. You want to say that, okay, this looks, we have made a lot of improvements, and this is our benchmark. You can export this in a live way. People can see it in a, like, anywhere in the world. You don't need to define any access permission or anything. It's just available for everywhere. So that's a very handy feature. And fun fact is that this feature was come from the community request. So they wanted a feature which is that they can share the dashboard outside to the organization without making multiple changes that make it permissionable and make user that we need to give user readable at least permissions. No. So going back to my slides here. Yeah. So I just talk about the improved backend and the front end. We have also a new plugins management section, which we'll see a bit later. And definitely the most important part in the world of monitoring is alerts. You need alerts. You want to know like what happened and when and how. And with alerts, obviously, you get all the metrics. So already covered this part. So I will go to the part of metrics. Yeah, it's fire because it's all about Prometheus. Anyone Prometheus experts? I'm not, so I will lower my hand. Okay, yeah. Yeah, life is too short to learn all the PromQL, which is not easy. Yeah, in this demo, obviously, Prometheus is used as a main component. It is also a core plugin in Grafana. It is also part of CNCF project. And because it's core, so it almost supports all the Grafana features. The one new improvement, which is very, very recent, is auto query suggestions. So what does it mean? So let's go back here. So let's suppose that this table panel, it's very important, and say, yeah, nice, I'm getting all the data, but I want to add a new query. So normally, let me just make it more visible. So normally, in the old versions of Grafana, you have here only one option, which is code, which means that you have to think from your brain, think like, okay, this was the query which I want to generate, and then refactor it and make it what you want. Now we have a builder, and builder helps you to build queries. And one new feature which we added is the Matrix Explorer. So if I click on it, What it will do, it will now start giving me all the queries which are available from the Prometheus exporter. So you can see there is Erlang, there's for node exporter, probably somewhere for Syed advisor now RabbitMQ, and yeah. So you can get all the information. Okay, what is the query name, the type, the description, and you can select it. And this gives you a bit more advantage that you don't need to create query from scratch. Now, I think this feature was launched maybe just less than a month ago. So now we have one more section here in the menu, which is called metrics. What metrics does is that since we are using Prometheus, and if I select here, I will get all the Prometheus-based queries with dashboard available in an instant. I don't need to create dashboard from scratch. And I can filter it. For example, click here and say, like, I'm only interested in the, this must be RabbitMQ. So all the RabbitMQ queries which are coming from the exporter, you can view them here. Obviously, then select it and create dashboard, filter it out. So these are the features which we have added very recently. What else? Yeah, going back here. I have to go back and forth because there are a few demos. Now, alerting simplified. So alerting has a bit up and down story also in the world of Grafana. It was good, then all these changes, many community members don't like it, but now they are again happy because we want to make alerting as easy as possible. And with alerting, we made some significant improvements. One of these was contact points. And you can make this whole alerting experience as a complete IRM solution. Now, again, going to demo. So let's say that, again, taking this RabbitMQ overview dashboard, and there is this message ready to be delivered for consumer, and it seems like, this is very important, so I want to create an alert. So I go here in the tab, add a new rule. It will automatically take you to the alerting module, and you can see the query which is used here. You can click on preview. Obviously, it will say firing because the condition we put here is anything above 0, it will be always firing, which is good for now because we want to see what's new, what's interesting, and then define all these small settings where you want to save alert and so on. What interesting is this contact point. So contact point means where you want to send your alert. Who is the contact point for this alert? Default is email, but now we have added further contact points. So you can integrate with email, with AWS, there is Discord, Microsoft Teams as well, Google Chat, PagerDuty, Slack, Telegram, and so on. So these were totally new additions for alert so that you can make it experience better, your teams knows, so for example, if you have an application for web or for mobile, you can send one alert for the mobile team, which might be using Microsoft Teams. But for the desktop, you want to send them to Slack because they prefer Slack. Every organization have different chat channels, so we wanted to add those because initially there was this debate like how we can improve it further. Not everyone is very eager to switch from Slack to Microsoft Teams or vice versa, so yeah. And one more thing which I want to show here is that this IRM part. So basically, you can also, with this alerting improvement, you can also create runbooks so that you know, like when there is an issue, you can provide all the details, who to contact, open the runbook in Jira. You can definitely integrate this also with your Jira if you're using like Jira or Atlassian tools. So that is also a possibility. Now, leveling up to the next level. So I put this GIF image because, yeah, Iron Man, cool movie. But what I like about this Jarvis thing, because as soon as he focused, like Jarvis tell, okay, this is the data, all fancy stuff showing on and looks very cool. And this is what you want also for your product, for your organization when you're working, because RabbitMQ, yes, definitely is important. It's one component, but there are a lot going on the other side. So what we have just saw is this dashboards, and you have selected a data source. Probably in this case was Prometheus, but there are many data sources available in the Grafana catalog. And you are running your environment or application in an environment, localhost, cloud, doesn't matter. But this stack, this is the complete OSS stack we call. And currently we look only at the part which says Grafana, but there's Loki for logs. You can visualize all the logs because logs are also there. Logs are important component. I mean, for me as tech support, we always say, don't trust customer, trust logs, because logs don't lie. So I know the importance. Obviously, you can use traces for via tempo. And if you want to store metrics for a longer period, obviously, Prometheus is good, but then there is also Mimir for storing long-term. And this is all open source. There's one more addition, Pyroscope, which is for profiling. But there is more, because as I said, that there's not just RabbitMQ in the whole application. There's a lot of things going, and a lot of things depend on one another. So, okay, everything is fine. You are happy, but you are not sure how is performance going on. You can use load testing or browser testing via K6. Tools like Faro for front-end application testing. Infrastructure is obviously available. And then we have a complete IRM solution, which you can use on call, incident, and alerting. So yeah, this is what is happening in this Grafana world. And most of these tools like existed, but many of these addition comes like in 2.5 years, which is not that much long. So yeah. In today's morning session, Horvath made a very good point about the community. I love community, and I think many things come from the community, not from customer. I mean, we get our salary from customer, that's true. But community drives the product. They are like the backbone. So for us, the 3 pillars of community are our GitHub repo, Slack, where you can ask questions, and community forum, which I recommend all of you if you want to learn Grafana and even want to ask questions about RabbitMQ usage. Community forums are the best choice. We have some community plugins and dashboards. So we have, I will just go directly to the demo. So this is our grafana.com/dashboard website. It's all also, the links are also available in the slides, but I just want to showcase you that we have a lot of RabbitMQ dashboards already available on our portal, which you can download and just import it. And if you're using Prometheus, like this, again, a classic example, Prometheus, you can use it very easily. So definitely there is a very good amount of community in Grafana world for RabbitMQ as well. And we have other dashboards available if you're using maybe just Prometheus or maybe InfluxDB, maybe Telegraph, depends on your use case, so that is also available. Then we have also a plugin market. This is the Grafana plugins page, where you can find all the data sources, panels, and apps. And very interestingly, we have a plugin for RabbitMQ. And this is, again, a community-based plugin. It is from a community developer, but this is well documented and well maintained as well, which is good. So feel free to give it a try. Test it out if you like to. Obviously, the Prometheus one works, but this is more like a dedicated RabbitMQ plugin, which will provide some more additional features and use cases. Yeah. So how to become this part of RabbitMQ and Grafana open source ecosystem? Well, maybe we should all wear orange? No? Yeah, no. We have a very strong community, and the one way is to join our community and then contribute to docs. If you have something interesting to write about RabbitMQ and Grafana, we are happy. We have also dev portals. If you are someone who has like this idea that I can create a very good RabbitMQ plugin which can work with Grafana, we are happy to accept that. And there's also a program called Grafana Champions program, which is a free program, like it's a volunteer program. And we have some Grafana champions who actually build a lot of community-based plugins, panels, and apps, and now representing that, okay, community, and actually which is good for us because now we know like how we can use the community and get help for advanced feature, which even we don't think of or thought of. And this is all coming from this Champions program. So this is also one way where you can also join and share your thoughts and ideas. Final takeaways for this is that definitely using Grafana with RabbitMQ enhances your experience of your dashboard. You can create alerting, you can visualize dashboards by using different panels and apps, which is good. Advanced cloud features. So Grafana, yeah, it is available in OSS. Also, there's a Grafana Cloud, and you can also use Grafana Cloud with RabbitMQ, which comes with advanced documentation guides, if you prefer, because if you're using something more on a higher level with something on a Kubernetes environment, then cloud features is definitely the best choice to use Grafana Cloud. Again, depends on use case. And wide support community. Both Grafana Labs and RabbitMQ have a good amount of open source community users. And my feeling is that we can shake hands and make it really better. We just need to give more awareness that, yes, we exist and we accept community users, we love them. And yeah, this is our strong point here. Yeah. Do we have some time or almost?
One question and then we'll go.
Okay. So yeah, you can contact via email to me or via LinkedIn. And if you scan this QR code, all the links of documentation and how things work, you can find this in this QR code, even the slides as well. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.